probably would be The Breakfast Club, which is interesting because I was actually born in the 90s, which, obviously with it being an 80s film, has a slightly different resonance, in the sense that I can't directly link what it was like to be an 80s pupil, sort of, I don't know, wherever it was in America that it was set, but in the sense that I watched it when I was 14, it had the absolute same sort of relevance that I'm sure it would have had at the time, and it was angsty and it was ever so slightly probably cliche, but it was really great fun and you could probably relate to each of the characters. So yeah, that was the first film that I really watched that I think was an 80s film, and I really felt like actually it's not much changes over the years, hopefully, I don't know. But so that was the first one. The second one was Amelie. Amelie is a film that I watched very recently. I was very slow on the uptake. Obviously it was sort of released in the late 1990s, early 2000s, but I remember trying to watch it when I was younger and not really getting it. So I watched it again in my early 20s, really recently, and it had a completely different. I had a completely different perspective on it from what I had before, and really enjoyed it. It's sort of like the mismatched protagonist of Amelie, who's a bit weird generally, but absolutely hilarious if you look beyond the it's actually quite a dark film. So actually the text itself is dark, but the actual humour behind it is quite funny to watch. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Third one probably that comes to mind is a film called To End All Wars, which was released in I think about 2002-2003. Has Robert Carlyle in it, and basically is about the Second World War, and it was the first film that I watched where it was a different perspective on the idea of the Second World War, with the main narrative being centred around the Japanese prisoner of war camp, and it's something that I've never had any sort of experience of watching or hearing about before. And the main imagery that I remember from that film is that someone was being crucified, which is completely alien to anything that we could probably put in perspective, even from the past 1,000 years, let alone the past 100 years. So again, I watched that when I was very young. I watched it when I was about 15, and I just remember thinking, wow, there's this whole other side, this whole other side of history that you don't understand, and here it is being portrayed in a film, but actually it did happen, and I don't know, it probably prompted me to read a bit more about it and learn a bit more about it. So yeah, harrowing, and so yeah, bit of a rambling response, but 3 different films, and there you go.
Matthew and why?
I watched this movie the other day actually. What was it called? Yeah, it's really good. That X-Men movie was pretty good. I really like the Batman movies, but in fact Batman I actually really do like. Yeah, he's like my favourite superhero. And also, what was that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in? No, what was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in?
I rent a studio from Beatles next door.
Is it like Collateral Damage or something? Something like that. Pretty cool. Oh no, that's 3. We've got 3. What, is it one more as well? With the knife. That was cool.